Google goes full force with AI announcements, IBM comes out swinging and disses other AI offerings as inaccurate and presenting its offerings as much more responsible. And could we see the death of the standard hard drive? These top tech news stories and more for Thursday, May the 11th, 2023. I'm your host, Jim Love, CIO of IT World Canada and Tech News Day in the US. Google unveils new AI models. There were a raft of new developments unveiled at Google's I/O Developer Conference on Wednesday, but the big story was AI. Google's CEO Sundar Pichai announced PaLM 2, a more sophisticated large language model it will be using with more than 25 AI-powered products. Google says PaLM 2 will come in a variety of models and sizes, one of which can run natively on a mobile device. Google is also using the new model in Search, Google Cloud, and even its Bard chatbot. Clearly, Google was hoping that the conference would allow them to show that they were still competitive in the AI race, and hopefully a smooth relaunch would allow them to bury the disappointing Bard launch of earlier this year. The new and improved Bard will supposedly have improved math and reasoning capabilities and be more helpful in writing code. It's also slated to have images and videos in its results and even allow images in its prompts. Google is abolishing the waitlist and offering Bard in English in 180 countries. It's expected to rapidly scale the number of languages supported to 40, starting with Japanese and Korean. It claims that it will add generative AI into its search results as well and show demos that integrate video, pictures, and web links in a chat-style format. Google also announced plans to incorporate ads into its generative AI results, but how they're going to do that is another question. And Google says it's experimenting with how to serve ads with generative AI results. In the meantime, it's making AI search results available in its experimental labs program. And they didn't stop there. Everything at Google got some kind of AI boost. Gmail and Google Workspace will be enhanced with AI-driven features, and Pichai demonstrated a Help Me Write feature with an example, for instance, of how you could write an email to seek a refund from an airline, automatically finding flight details from prior emails. Google is also adding AI to its spreadsheets. These will be part of a new service called Duet, which will be tested and rolled out later this year. Google Cloud will be enhanced with AI with its Vertex offering, which allows users to, in Google's words, build, deploy, and scale machine learning models faster with fully managed ML tools for any use case. Google is apparently adding models that can be used for coding image generation and speech recognition. And oh yeah, they have some new Pixel devices, including a foldable smartphone and a long-awaited Pixel tablet. Did you ever think you would see the time when a new phone design was buried at the bottom of a list? As Pichai said, as you might have heard, AI is having a big year. Now, IBM has come out swinging, claiming its latest AI offering, which it will bring to market in July, is far more accurate and more responsible than their rivals. And where Microsoft, OpenAI, and Google are trying to win large consumer markets with their generative AI solutions, IBM is focusing on companies and offering AI to IBM clients with its data model factory and specialty products tuned to specific industry needs. In fact, Dario Gil, IBM's head of research, is quoted in Axios as speaking at the Watson X preview on Monday, was only one of the IBM execs to diss the competition, saying systems like ChatGPT are not ready for prime time because they have all sorts of random and made-up facts. Is this accurate, or is it just IBM's way of justifying that it's lost the lead in AI, at least in the public consciousness? IBM was once the absolute leader in AI, and everyone remembers how its original AI system named Watson won Jeopardy in 2011. But the company didn't find huge success. In fact, Axios reported that its revenue declined for 10 consecutive years in this area. Now today, IBM is struggling for relevancy against their hugely popular competitors. Can it find its way back to leadership by throwing shade at the competition? CEO Arvind Krishna wasn't at last week's AI meeting at the White House. Krishna told Axios he was glad because it gave him more time to court clients who care a lot about accuracy. Yeah, I mean, after all, who wants to be invited to the White House to meet the president and advise him on the future of key technology? Microsoft's Azure CTO Mark Russinovich is on a mission to promote confidential computing. Confidential computing happens in trusted execution environments. It uses hardware-based security mechanisms to protect any code from everything outside its secure environment. At least the first generation of confidential computing is based on the Software Guard Extensions, SGX technology, that's been built into Intel Xeon processors. Early models required code to be reworked to run in this confidential enclave, but new technology allows users to lift and shift workloads without alteration to these protected virtual machines. Now, what's driving this new technology? One thing is that it allows a number of users to bring all their data together in what are termed data clean rooms, where they can be analyzed and processed securely and give companies a lot more than they can get from just analyzing their own data. The new tech removes some of the obstacles that would prevent users and companies from sharing sensitive data. And according to Microsoft, the Royal Bank of Canada, RBC, has already established a clean room where they combine their data and purchasing data from merchants and get a much fuller view of the purchasing behavior without seeing or exposing any confidential information that consumers might have shared with the merchants. Similar models are being envisioned for sharing of health and medical information. It's generating a lot of interest from regulated industries in public sector, healthcare, and financial services. And Russinovich claims that in the future, confidential computing will no longer be a specialty feature. It will be the default way of processing information. According to Sean Rosemarin, VP of R&D with the Customer Engineering Unit at Pure Storage, no more hard disk drives will be sold after 2028, being replaced by solid-state drives and flash storage. Why? According to Rosemarin, power is the one answer. He has said, our CEO in many recent events has quoted that 3% of the world's power is in data centers. Roughly a third of that is in storage. Almost all of that is spinning disk. So if I can eliminate the spinning disk and I can move to flash, and I can, in essence, reduce the power consumption by 80 or 90% while moving density by orders of magnitude in an environment where NAND pricing continues to fall, it's all becoming evident that hard drives go away. He points out that AI will also play a huge role. All our projections about data growth were done before the explosive growth of AI, he says. And with the number of video and audio files that will be created by AI next year, the situation gets worse. Suffice it to say that not everyone agrees with him. Hard drives are still a very popular data storage medium, relatively cheap and always getting faster. Gartner claims that enterprise SSDs will reach only a 35% of storage by 2026, making Rosemarin's 2028 date unlikely. And a suburb of Montreal, Canada is trying an experiment with traffic lights that will turn green for good drivers who keep to the speed limit. The lights are designed to stay red until it senses an oncoming car and only change to green if the car is going the speed limit. Now, these types of lights are used in Europe but have never been tried before in North America. And if you've ever driven in Montreal, you may be asking, tongue-in-cheek, who the two drivers were that actually slowed down. But the light does more than slow down drivers. It reports statistical information about drivers and their behavior, and that data shows some impressive results. In the test, albeit on a suburban and quiet street, the average vehicle speed dropped by more than 25%. And whether you express that in kilometers or miles per hour, that's an impressive result. Can technology kill the speed bump? Here's hoping. That's the top tech news for today. We go to air with a daily newscast 5 days a week, as well as a special weekend interview with an expert on topics relevant to today's tech news. Follow #trending on Google, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And you can even get us on your Alexa or Google smart speaker. You can even find us on YouTube as Tech News Day. We love your comments. You can find me on LinkedIn, Twitter, or on Mastodon as @TheRealJimLove on our Mastodon site, technews.social. Or if that's all too much, just leave a comment under the text version at itworldcanada.com/podcasts. And you can find all of the links in those text versions. I'm your host, Jim Love. Have a thrilling Thursday.